Well, that's not going to work out nice.
This is the third video in a series showing how I made some carbide wood turning tools, having no experience with the lathe or metalworking. In the prior video, I showed how I attached the carbide inserts to a 1/2-inch steel bar. In this video, I'll show how I made and attached the handles of the tools.
Well, that'll be the two handles for my two tools. Now I just got to figure out a way to hollow them out.
As it happens, my dad has a shop full of tools I don't know how to use, including my used grizzly lathe. As you may see in this video, the dado I cut with a router table is not centered in the board. This was by design to allow for extra room for the epoxy. What was not by design was how far out of center the cut was. I cut grooves in all four halves of the handle in which I would mount the steel bars of the tools. I then needed to move the fence of the router table so that I could widen each groove.
Yeah, lots of play in it. Okay, I guess that'll have to work.
I then glued the two halves of each handle with Type Bond 2 wood glue and clamped them together, trying not to fill the grooves with glue.
That's not exactly perfect, is it? Oh, it's a good thing they make epoxy.
Maybe I should have cut out the following section of video. However, my dad walked in, and it is a shop after all.
What'd you come up with, Dad?
Quite a mess, Dad.
You gotta get some clamps.
I have got some clamps here.
Oh.
Say hi to the camera.
Hmm?
Say hi to the camera.
Oh.
It is quite... I made so many mistakes doing this, but it's okay.
You what, Teddy?
I said I made so many mistakes doing this, but it's okay. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? I have to buy the tools.
Yeah. I was gonna buy you some.
Yeah, well, let's not throw too much money until I know that this is...
This way. No, this way.
Oh, you mean right here?
Just keep it square. No, this way.
Oh, I don't really care.
Keep it square.
I don't care if it's all that square because it's going to be turned anyway to a cylinder.
Not
To a handle. So it's not square on the top here. I think I'd rather put this in the middle.
Whatever. Well, you ain't gonna do the other part? The other way?
I don't think so. I wasn't planning on it. Just make sure I get this out of there.
So you got a little loose.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use a lot of epoxy. Okay, well, that's that. Okay, this is my grizzly lathe. It didn't come with any tools. It didn't come with a drive spur or a drive center. So that's why I'm making tools. Hopefully this one will work.
A few days later, it was finally time for me to use my lathe for the first time.
I must say I'm a little nervous and have a little bit of trepidation since I've never used this. Put my mask. Okay, here comes the scary part.
It is okay for you to laugh that I was standing so far back, like the wood was a viper that might strike.
Okay, let's continue on. Try dropping that down just a little bit more. Maybe a design flaw there. Let's straighten that back out. Okay, it's roughly cylindrical. Now I need to lay out where the ferrule is going to be. And all that fun stuff. This piece of paper right here is the layout of the Easy Wood Tools Pro Tool handle. Obviously I'm not going to get exactly like that, but I'm not sure exactly what I'd want because I've never used a lathe before. That's a little bit disconcerting there.
What are you doing there, Teddy?
I've got to go all the way down to where the ferrule is. In fact, that's going to be an issue because that's smaller than.
Well, I was going to say
that.
you can't do that. I was just thinking about what you just said to me.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll have to move it back a little bit further.
Does it have the whole thing got to go on the end?
Yes, this goes on the end there.
You're going to have to do something different there.
Well, I'm using the tools I got. I had to buy this because it didn't come with it. I'm gonna have to rethink it since my drive spur or drive center or whatever that thing is called, the drive center, is larger than the piece for my ferrule. I'm gonna have to think that one out. Do something different. Well, maybe I'll just clean this up a little bit more. Think it out. I forgot I put the square cutter back on. Oh. Mistake number 347,492.
Because the copper fitting I purchased was the same size as the drive center, and I did not want to make the handles shorter, I needed larger copper fittings. None were available in the closest two towns, so I had to go further away. Just so happens I prefer the larger ferrule anyway. My pipe cutter was not large enough to cut the copper coupler. Luckily, my dad has all kinds of tools in his shop, and as long as I put it back where I found it, he would not mind me using one of his. That is, if I could find one. With the wood being spalted, there was some punkiness, which I strengthened with superglue, cyanoacrylate. Having achieved a shape which I thought would be comfortable, it was time to don my mask and start sanding. I'll spare you most of that. With spalting making some sections of the wood softer than others, and use of superglue to strengthen them, sanding from 80 to 1000 grit took a fair amount of time. Next came the part that everybody loves, applying a finish. In this case, I used the standard mix of OB shine juice. I cut and sanded the end of the handle.
It's going to get loud. Close enough for government work. Oh, we're going to need a lot of this.
Next, I used some 5-minute epoxy to mount the tool into the handle.
Of course, we have exact measurements here. Oh well.
I attached the copper ferrule using some sawdust mixed with epoxy to fill the gap where the steel bar slipped into the handle.
Well, that's not going to work out nice. Oh. Oh, what a failure. I guess just as long as the cutter stays in the tool. Well, time to just let it sit. Well, time to try to make the second tool handle with the first one. Well, this one's certainly going to be beefier than what I'm doing now. Let's see here. Okay, 1000 grit. Well, it's not perfect. And it's not even like the other one. Doesn't show you how fat one is compared to the other. Oh well. I didn't know exactly what to go by anyway, so we'll see if I like any of them. Time to let that cure and maybe put another coat on tomorrow and then get the tool ready to finish. Without the tripod, you'll have to put up with a little bit of shaky hand video. There's the cutters, obviously not exactly square. Now, I need to make something with them. Well, that doesn't work. Gotta go a little deeper. What is going on with this thing? The point of a clamp is to clamp something down in place, isn't it? I don't have the tripod, so delete this one, Ted.